Welcome, and welcome to Nonprofit Leadership Making a Difference. My name is Bob Over. I will be your primary instructor, your guide, and your partner as we go through the next number of weeks together, learning all that there is about nonprofit leadership and working in a nonprofit organization. Just a little bit about myself. I've been doing this for longer than I would hate to admit, but I will admit to you, since I know that we may never meet, so it may not make any difference. I've been working as a director and a CEO in nonprofit organizations for 36 years. During that time and 10 years after, I've been working at the college and university level. I also consult on a community, statewide, and national basis on nonprofit skills and leadership. So what we're going to do today, or start today at least, is do a course that perhaps like you've not done before. This is going to be a very unique course. It's going to be 3 hours of reality-based information. And we will cover 9 to 10 integrated areas of study. The course, very simply, is designed to offer skills training leading to your ability to lead an organization and hopefully to your self-confidence, because self-confidence goes a long way in terms of leadership skills and abilities and outcome. We will do this through online classes over the next several months. We will also do this through assigning you to a nonprofit organization to do voluntary in-service work for a nonprofit organization. So by doing the experiential part, by doing the online classes, along with some class assignments, I think you will maximize your educational experience when it comes to nonprofit leadership. If I may, I'm going to go through some slides here, and I'm going to address some, I think, important points for you to pick up. Our learning and teaching objectives are really pretty simple. We're going to provide a comprehensive reality-based understanding of working with a nonprofit organization. I think all too often, many of us who haven't yet really participated with a nonprofit romanticize the organization and think, well, we're going to do some wonderful things. It's all going to be a bed of roses and tulips. Well, nonprofit organizations are like a lot of other businesses. They're a challenge. They can be fun. There are times I've gone home with a sore back and shed tears. Other times I've gone out and celebrated. So it's not the easiest business in the world to manage to run and to be part of. So I would like you to be aware of what you're getting into before you get into it. We hope also to equip you with new skills, leading to strengthening your own nonprofit organization. At the same time, it's going to make you, I think, a little bit more marketable in terms of being able to professionally move up the ladder, perhaps to other positions. So there are some career opportunities doing this. And in fact, most of the students that I have worked with over the years, they take this course and some other courses, they'll go out and apply for a job, and almost 100% of the time they will get it. Why? Easily. Because they've gone above and beyond what most people do in terms of getting specific skill sets to manage and to work with a nonprofit organization. And it's going to be a multi-pronged experience. As I suggested a little bit earlier, we will do a combination of core classes with some home study and your volunteer work study initiatives. Put all those three together, and we're really going to maximize, I think, our educational experience, and we'll do it together. Course requirements, very simply, be divided into 3 components. Online classes will cover approximately 10 units of relevant study with relevant assignments. Assignments will not be that extensive, but I think they will open your eyes to seeing things that you may not have experienced before. In fact, I think one thing I really believe is that we don't know what we don't know. And as many years as I've been in the nonprofit world, I learn things all the time, and I didn't know I didn't know them, but now I do know them, and I'm able to work with that and to advance my organizations forward now that I have newly found information. And it's fun, and it's challenging, and it's growth focused. We want to make this fun. So we're setting up a template. The template is going to be a fictitious organization called the Children's Center in a fictitious place called Anywhere, Idaho. This particular facility has got some severe problems. And virtual reality or not, I'm going to ask you to be the new executive director of this organization. I will enunciate and define the problems that this organization is having, and it's going to be up to you to put a strategy together with concepts and projects that can bring it back to life and make it work. I'll get a little bit more into that as we go further into this. Number 3, active volunteer on-site participation with a local nonprofit. I'm going to ask you to look around your community, find a nonprofit that you would like to volunteer with and participate in, and we will help you do that. If you can define the organization, get a hold of me, and I will call them, and if you know them personally, go ahead and set up that experience yourself. A little bit more as we proceed here. What I think it might sound like it's an overwhelming task is really not. Look at this. This course is designed to be time flexible, given your busy school, work, family schedule, and will not exceed the time required to earn 3 credit hours. So even with all that being said, you're not dedicating your whole life to this. Units of study. These will vary from semester to semester. These units of study are based upon what the greatest need is for our community, what people feel that they need at this point in time, and we will change this as this course is rolled out over the next short period of time. For more information on the course that you're now taking, I would suggest you go to the University of Idaho website. This is a fictitious town, as I suggested, in Anywhere, Idaho. You have just been hired as the executive director of this organization. The former executive director didn't do all that well and left the organization. The board has challenged you with doing a number of projects over the next 18 months. These projects are all geared to put the center back on track to generating great programs for needy kids. And so here you are. You are now the executive director of this new organization. You have inherited a real problem, in fact, a number of real problems. But the advantage of that is it's going to give you the experience to solve these problems. So as you move on up into your career working with nonprofits as a leader, if you can look back and say, if I could solve these problems because I've had the experience of working with the Children's Center and all the problems there. So it really sets up a situation where the experiences are going to be able to be carried forward with you. In this particular case, notice that the organization is woefully understaffed. It has a 5-person, untrained board of directors that were founders of the organization 17 years ago. They're all still in place. Here you go, your first day. Your first day, you just walk in. The board president obviously has an issue. He came up to you and said, you know, I need you to fire somebody. And you said, what? And he said, yes, we have a male on your staff who self-identifies as being gay. And the board president goes on to explain that he believes that this person's image is not good for the community, especially since they're working with adolescent children. And he asks you to fire him. So there's your first problem. What do you do? You ask to see the bylaws, but nobody knows where they're at. In fact, one of the staff who's been there probably more than 6 months says, I don't even know if they've ever been written or what has happened to them. Well, obviously they've been written for them to get their 501c3 nonprofit status, but obviously they haven't looked at them for a very, very long time. In addition, volunteer recruitment has not been a high priority at the center. And history suggests that the average stay for a volunteer is less than 1 month. So what does that tell us? Well, it tells me at least it's not a very healthy organization. If you can't keep people around to help kids, then the organization indeed is in a lot of trouble. You've also been challenged with raising $185,000. This money is to be used to replenish the staff that keep quitting. And funding has been reduced because the reputation of the organization with past funders is not as strong as it really needed to be. So, the line item for the budget and marketing does not exist. So the board has believed that if you run a great program, guess what? You don't need to market, people come to your door. Well, that hasn't been the case and probably will not be the case in the near future. Additionally, you've learned the community has not been has not been encouraged to participate in the organization. In fact, the community doesn't know very much about the organization at all. They have not supported it financially. They don't really know what you do. And so the community is not with you at this point in time. Your job is to develop a strategy, implement new policies, programs, etc. And again, you have 18 months to do this. So this will lay out a template with some problems that we will solve. The answers to these problems are going to be in the classes and some of the assignments that go along with the classes. So this is not something you have to do a lot of research for. I will also tell you there are no tests in this course. There will be 2 assignments, and I will let you know what those are very shortly here. You are expected to do all 40 hours of classroom work and do the limited assignments that correspond to those classes. These class assignments will be woven into the interim report, which is the first report you will send to me approximately half of the way through the course. And it will also, they will also wrap themselves into the final project. So 2 reports that are due, an interim report and the final project. To understand and appreciate the realities of working in the nonprofit sector, you may self-assign yourself to a nonprofit organization, as we talked about a little bit earlier. And basically what that means is that you need to set aside, and I'm hoping 20 to 30 hours of your time to work as a volunteer in your community in a nonprofit organization. And in fact, it would be good if you can work to maximize your experience. I'm going to suggest that when you assign yourself a nonprofit, and again, we'll work with you on that, I would ask you to shadow the executive director. I would ask you to go to board meetings. I would ask you to become involved in staff and board trainings and participate as much as you can in the administrative as well as the program aspects of this nonprofit that you will be working with. If you look at the this experience along with the others, I think you're going to come out with a very, very strong final report. I think we've pretty much covered this, where you're going to repair this fictitious organization called the Children's Center. and that will be part of your final class project. I will send you a structured outline noting the particular problem areas that you are to address. And in the meantime, I would suggest if you have any questions or concerns or challenges to get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to go over the stuff with you either online or by phone. Your volunteer insight involvement and the quality of your final project. I think you will find this a very, very exciting class. I think you will learn a lot in it. I think if you can carry forward the assignments, the participation in a nonprofit organization, and working this theoretical example with the Children's Center, there'll be much to gain for you. I really appreciate your signing up for this course. I think you will find it interesting. I think you will find it educational. And I think this is a course that you can take well into your future. And I think have fun with. I think you will really enjoy this the more you get into it. And contact me anytime you wish and answer all your questions. And we will together, I will be your partner as we go through this educational experience. This is new for us as well. I have not done a class like this ever. In fact, I don't think the University of Idaho has ever done a class like this. So you're on the inside track, you're making history, and let's do it together and let's be strong partners. In the meantime, I'm going to wish you a really good day, and we'll connect soon.